Hello, beautiful Libran family, and welcome to December 2020, a very powerful month. It's a challenge for me to fit in all the themes into these discussions because it is just a dense and powerful month. Some of the big things that are happening. Number one, it's eclipse season, the first half of December. So, November 30th, we have our first eclipse. It's the full moon in Gemini lunar eclipse. And then on December 14th, we have the new moon in Sagittarius solar eclipse. And so, during those first 2 weeks of December, it's a time, eclipse season is a time of transformation and growth and reconciliation with how we've grown and changed. And it's a time to connect with the nodes of the moon. And so the first half of this month is almost a cocoon for many of us, where we're kind of acclimating to how we've changed and just really coming to a full circle moment of recognition. I think it's also a really exciting time. I find eclipse seasons to be very visionary, a great time to allow in those new visions to come forward. And I would actually say that because of the way that December energy is moving, this is a great month to get more into the visionary mode. Of course, many of us are going to have moments of grief or exhaustion or reflection as we approach the solstice and as we work with eclipse season. But this is also going to be a time where there is a lot of energy moving us forward. Chiron is going direct in your opposing sign of Aries in your relationship house on the 14th, spurring on some really great forward growth with all we have learned, with all our deep inner healer wisdom, right, that we were gaining during all those months of its retrograde. We have Venus in Sagittarius on the 15th, which is very playful and curious. And then the really big event, other than eclipse season, if that wasn't enough, we also have Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius. Now, I want to talk about this with you all, specifically Libra, because I'm really excited for the Libran family to have this energy in Aquarius. Of course, this is going to be in flow with you. This is a fellow air sign, so you're going to have energy flowing and trining and working with you. And it's activating your heart. It's lighting your heart up. It's lighting your creative, childlike, playful heart center up to build, to create, to expand, to play, to get really in there and let play actually be the thing that is your discipline, almost like play being the way that you build and structure and expand things, because Saturn wants us to build and build things and have structure and have foundation and focus. And Jupiter wants us to expand and understand and grow. And in Aquarius, this is energy that is very much visionary. It wants to play, it wants to explore. In fact, let me start shuffling my cards, but the message that came through for Librans when I sat with your energy was to be workshopping ideas, playing with modalities inside of yourself, feeling through the different ways that maybe you engage with the world, work with the world, play in your relationships, in your work, in your creative endeavors. Letting yourself just play around. See what happens when you are kind of open to who you could be during the month of December, and notice what sticks. Notice what lands. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Self-mothering, quite important. I would argue that we're all going to need some self-mothering in December because that's going to be the way that you're going to have a fun December with all this energy changing. I personally am really excited about these energy shifts. I think they are very electrical and playful and curious and wild and free-spirited. I would also say that they're so different from the grounded work we've been doing for a while, like years now. There's been a real emphasis on cardinal energy, such as your sign, and on more grounded energy. So when we move into Aquarian energy, and when we move through these eclipses that are shaking things up and helping us adjust our lenses a little bit, Page of Pentacles. Ooh, Pentacles. I like seeing that. The Hermit. Oh my gosh, that card is just here in December, really helping us nurture into our inner sage. But Aquarian energy is so playful and so curious and so expansive. It just takes a little bit of time, I think, to get used to that wilder energy. I would also say, though, Aquarian energy is very much about humanitarian work and about healing and improving things via, two cards wanted to come out, Page of Cups and Knight of Cups. Wow. Libra, I love this for you. This is so, so beautiful, so rich, so loving. Like, there's a lot of very rich, loving energy here in these cards. And as I think about this energy moving into Aquarius, the middle of the month, and I think about your heart getting activated, and I think about those playful parts of yourself getting activated. For me, your creative voice and listening to your heart as it expands out is going to make huge changes in your life. And as you allow yourself to workshop and try out different modalities of self, just in little ways throughout the course of the month, instead of just saying, well, this is who I am, but getting curious about who you may be becoming and what little things may be different about. Just simple things can really help you access different aspects of yourself, even just going to bed at a different time of night, or eating a slightly different breakfast, or going on a walk at a different time of day. These little things can actually help us tap into different modalities of ourselves and tap into different layers of ourselves. All the energy here is speaking to a deep sense of self-nurturing into the future, right? It's like, this is a great month. Like, every day, just make it about attuning yourself to this next energetic wave. Starting off with Queen of Pentacles, Knight, or Page of Pentacles. Wow. This is kind of, I think, when I see this energy, especially in 2020, I actually really feel like I can just take a deep breath, because these are energies that are very calm, right? This is about like establishing a baseline of good health, good rest, establishing a baseline of infusing your world with some good resources like food and money and opportunity. And these aren't just about the flashy things that come through. These are about those things that really, when you have them around you and when you're practicing them, you're so rock solid that it gives you the ability to actually stick your antenna up and explore and see what's out there in the space around you, right? So I really love these energies, and it's telling me too that there is some kind of foundational blessing coming your way. Maybe like a job offer, or an infusion of some resources, or just, honestly, this can just be a sense of well-being, a sense of self-mothering, a self-nurturing, consistency, right? This is all about consistency. So throughout the course of the month, you may be finding that your tool set comes back again and again to that Queen of Pentacles energy and that Page of Pentacles energy. But like I said, those also herald in some kind of infusion of energy into your life, right? You getting met with something that helps your foundation feel solid, which I really love to see. There's a lot of support in those cards. Also, okay, I'm telling you, this Hermit card just wants to be here in the conversation this month. I think it just keeps coming back to this. There are guiding lights within us. There are guiding points of wisdom that are very simple, very crisp, very clear, very poignant, that we just need to focus on. It's very easy to get scattered right now, I think, by all the different things. Whether it's getting scattered by just trying to process 2020, or getting scattered thinking about all the things you want to do and wish you had control over, or just getting scattered by these different energies, right? But the thing is that that's like one layer of it. But December actually has just some very simple kernels of truth that if you're focusing on these, right? If you're focusing on those little shifts and those quiet, simple messages, this is where the heart of the month really is. A lot of people are going to talk about kind of the drama and the majesty of this month. And even I have talked about kind of like, wow, this month is energetically quite dense. But I have to say that this message keeps coming through that things are simpler than they may at first appear. Things are in your process, in your life, are simpler than your analyzing brain may at first want you to believe. And so there's kind of this practice going on, and Librans, you're getting it especially with all this earth energy right off the bat. The practice is, okay, I think I have this problem. I think I have this wondering or this concern. And then just welcoming in but I know that there is a simple understanding of this. What is that simple understanding? And going back to that place time and again is going to bring you huge results. Now, here's the thing. You have all this grounded energy. Let's just saying, every time you go back to basics, every time you come back to workshopping little adjustments and little nourishing rituals, and every time you come back to your roots, you are moving forward on something really great. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. Now these two guys, look at them. They are just such believers in the beauty of the world. I love these guys so much. They bring beautiful news with them, right? They bring beautiful offerings. This one brings news. You have a couple pages this month. So for me, there's pieces are connecting. Opportunities are starting. Things are kind of, you just get those little nudges that put you in the right direction. Pages bring in a sense of, okay, I got this, right? Because there's like that conversation you're having with the divine and with the world around you is in flow, and you can feel that, right? And that's why Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, that flow energy for Librans, I just feel it, and it's like, wow, that's nice. That's that feeling of that river just going downstream and everything kind of just flowing. But these two are offerings of truth, love, and beauty, right? And I think there's such an innocence to both Page and Knight of Cups, because to me, these are the guys, they are not cynical, right? They haven't been damaged by the world. They haven't let their paranoid, cynical mind take over to detract from their childlike joy of love and beauty and poetry and health and wellness and deep emotion tied to, really caring about the world that they're in. They don't even give a second thought to letting that part of themselves express. And that was one of the first things that came up for me when I was looking at Libran energy, was this feeling that this eclipse season and this shift in energy is like almost resetting you, Librans, to just reawaken the playful inner child, the playful inner poet, the playful, curious, creative, who hasn't been burnt by the world, who hasn't had to make themselves smaller or dimmer. And almost with the hermit energy there, with that listening to the deep sage wisdom down below the waves, down behind the pomp and circumstance. The hermit energy is such ancient wisdom that it's youthful, right? It's the baby that is the old man, that is the baby. That is what hermit energy speaks to. It's like it's so ancient that it plays again, because it knows that none of this other stuff matters. It knows that what looks good on the surface or what looks good in the immediate doesn't always necessarily mean that it's more valuable. And that sometimes the things we get caught up on as considered success or markers of value or markers of progress are not always what they appear. And when we take a minute to just not care about how seriously we are perceived or how we think we need to play certain roles for others, we access a part of ourselves that is so pure and so curious and so able to contribute something of value to the world and to ourselves and to our own lives, that it's disinhibited from all of these other cultural trainings, right? All of these cards come back to one simple principle, which is, am I hurting myself by doing this, or am I nourishing myself, right? And to discern over and over again and just notice. So there's a really strong message here of coming back to places that feel good. And we're not just talking about being in like manic joy all the time. I am definitely not a proponent of just forcing yourself to be happy all the time. Places that feel good are places that you can tell something nourishing is happening, whether that is to grieve for an afternoon or to be explosively creative for a few days or to rest and be quiet, even moments where you may feel irritable and you may need to shift things. These are all places where you get to practice into this nourishing energy. But there's a lot of support for Librans this month, a lot of support for you to just get set up. And in getting set up, that's actually where the joy is. I have some affirmations for you as well to take with you on this journey through eclipse season, toward the solstice, and toward this conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter. Here we go. When I make small adjustments, my world changes quickly. I am allowed to play and have fun in this life. Clarity comes when I listen from the heart, instead of listening from the outside in. I love this. I'm like, ooh, I think I want to just hang out over here in Libran energy in December because it's feeling really good. Actually, my midheaven is in Libra, so it's great for me to tap into you all, to your energy at different times, and just ride with it, because this is the way that I like to roll. Some good nourishing, some good beauty and art and creativity and ooey gooiness. That is just I'm all about it in this life. Like I said, we are going to be going a lot deeper on the themes in December and how to work with them over on Patreon. So if you're looking for a little extra support and you want a little bit more detailed conversation, I would love to see you over there and connect with you. I love the work we do over there as much as I love the work over here, so I'd love to see you. You can find me on my website or on Instagram. I'll leave all of those in the description box so you know where to find me. You can find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop as well. I'm wearing her tourmaline. I don't know if she has any in the shop of the tourmaline right now, but she's always got new creations, so go check her out. I will see you all in January 2021, which, wow. That's just wild to think about, but I'm really curious to see what the energies bring us and how we're going to all be feeling once these big shifts have happened. So I'll see you then. Have a beautiful and powerful December, and I will talk to you soon.